sure, but I think AOC said something about Julian Assange can eat a dick and Edward Snowden can go to hell. He could rot and burn in hell. Edward Snowden, I'm sure that's not the exact quote, but the essence is she's against Edward Snowden. She's against pardoning Edward Snowden. He's like Jesus Christ on a cracker. I know. She says that Democratic leadership.
That TransDime sold a part called a non-vehicular clutch disc. You have to excuse how small the image is here, but it's up there on that screen. But it would, if I blew it up much larger, it wouldn't even be to scale, because this disc is only about 3 inches anyway.
So on the war with Venezuela, you had all these people that voted with this COVID-19 bill, which had a shit ton of money for war with Venezuela, a shit ton of money for war with basically everybody, right? But the NDAA. But the COVID bill had war for Venezuela. $30 million just tucked it in there for democracy for Venezuela. Then you also had Israel got $500 million, so war with the Palestinians. And then Egypt, $1.3 billion for Egypt, so war against the Egyptian peasants. Max Blumenthal on Twitter had posted the video where he asked her the question where she was on Venezuela, and she said that she would craft an answer. We'll get back to you with a response. And the response was, I defer to caucus leadership on how we navigate this. So she don't seem to have any opinions of her own. I defer to caucus leadership on how we navigate this. The first tough question she got, and she basically, gave a lame-ass answer. A lame-ass answer.
Another dime.
Seems to me the government always has the...
To 100 people for the cost of your price gouging of the public on a non-vehicular clutch disc alone. I could have sent 21 kids to college. I could have sent 18 toddlers to free preschool for a year in the most expensive city in America. So my question to you is, why should we give you another dime?
Seems to me the government always has the choice of what to buy and what not to buy.
So here you have Nomiki saying, all right, Steve Bannon 2.0. Jimmy Dore takes Dr. Fauci's comments on mask and herd immunity wildly out of context. Dr. Fauci is a pathological liar and should not be heading the coronavirus response. Dr. Anthony Fauci is a pathological liar. He can't do an interview where he doesn't lie.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, and I've said this on this show, I'll say it right now, is a pathological liar and should not be heading the coronavirus response. Dr. Anthony Fauci is a pathological liar. He can't do an interview where he doesn't lie. He just lied twice in one sentence. She knows he's lying. What does that look tell you? She knows he's full of shit. She's talked to people like him all her life. She knows when someone's up. Dr. Anthony Fauci, and I've said this on this show.
Dana Bash she is not thinking anything right there. There is no thoughts going through her. So, holy shit, Max Blumenthal is retweeting AOC's attack on Jimmy Dore. Interesting use of the term violence here. When I asked AOC on Capitol Hill January 2019 if she had anything to say about Trump's coup plot in Venezuela and the vicious U.S. blockade, she didn't say that's violence. She deflected and rushed away. So Jimmy Dore, Nomiki is coming after Jimmy Dore, and now you got Max Blumenthal who's defending, and then you had Fiorella Isabel who was defending Jimmy Dore, and you had Max Blumenthal, and you also had Richard Medhurst who is defending Jimmy Dore. At abolish the DHS also does not clipping out a 37-second segment of a 17-minute point made by somebody not represent taking something out of context. It literally is taking something out of context. So, podcaster Nomiki launched a McCarthyite attack on Jimmy Dore, accusing him of taking Assad money. Nomiki says this 26 minutes ago. This is Way to bring in the new year, Friday, January 1st, 2021. McCarthy was against labor and communism. This is about a genocide-denying, petro-state-backed group of right-wing, Bannon-affiliated folks who want to kill the labor left. NNU has been organizing strategically, building alliances to pass M4A. Labor is the path, not Bannon's door. NNU? Who is NNU? NNU? And then she's saying that Jimmy Dore is Steve Bannon, or that he's financed by Steve Bannon. Is that what she's saying? This is about a genocide-denying, petro-state-backing group of right-wing, Bannon-affiliated folks. Bannon-affiliated? How in the hell Jimmy Dore and Steve Bannon are affiliated? Or she's affiliated with? Wait, who's doing? She's killing the labor left. Wait, what? Woo! Nomiki Khan's like to tweet Kate Willett. I see a lot of Jimmy Dore fans coming for long-time activists and organizers to support M4A, but don't think Dore's strategy is likely to work. I definitely understand the urgency around M4A, but wondering where it is when he supported Tulsi Gabbard, who's anti-M4A. Fuck. Poor people, man. These folks, they gotta live with themselves. So, AOC is having a meltdown one day before this. Nomiki Khan is having a meltdown one day before this. Anna Kasparian, Gene Ugar's having meltdowns. Jesus Christ. Richard Medhurst and Fiorella Isabel. I like the responses, Richard Medhurst. You're a U.S. congressperson. You work at the most violent, murderous institution on the planet. I think withholding health care from people is violence. Shrugging your shoulders at whistleblowers and war crimes is violence. You're elected to play hardball with the Dems. Where is it? Fiorella Isabel. She's fooling just like the rest of the Democrats, using platitude jargon to dismiss the fact that she will not stand up to Pelosi, Queen Pelosi, who she's going to coordinate. The first vote, she's going to do the first vote, will not force the vote for Medicare for all the issues she largely ran on. The epitome of why the Dem inner strategy is an absolute waste. Fucking fantastic. Fiorella Isabel's fantastic. So what do we want with the butter skillet of the times of the night?
Play a lightning round game. I'm going to be the bad guy, which I'm sure half the room would agree with anyway. And I want to get away with as much bad things as possible, ideally to enrich myself and advance my interests, even if that means putting my interests ahead of the American people. I have enlisted all of you as my co-conspirators, so you're going to help me legally get away with all of this. So, Mrs. Hobart Flynn, I want to run. If I want to run a campaign that is entirely funded by corporate political action committees, is there anything that legally prevents me from doing that? No. Okay. So there's nothing stopping me from being entirely funded by corporate PACs, say, from the fossil fuel industry, the healthcare industry, big pharma.
Good theatrics. Where's she at? She ain't going to get us Medicare for all. She ain't going to do shit for us. God.